Hello everyone, and welcome to release 4.4 for Silent Push, the total view release. So what we have done is take multiple different parts of the platform, all of which held disparate data about IPs and domains, and consolidated it all into a visually packed and data-packed view. So in order to access total view, a community user or our enterprise users can go into the platform and put in, for example, any domain or IP that they'd like into the search bar. Let's take a look at pokerplacehotel.com. From here, we'll go and click the Enrich button. And what we'll be able to see here is a very quick breakdown of all of the information that we know about this particular domain. We'll be able to break down the risk score in multiple different attributes, including things like the age of this domain, whether it's on a threat feed, or even the name server entropy. All of those different things will be broken out in a radial graph. We'll also be able to quickly showcase things like what we call the passive-aggressive DNS infrastructure that is associated with this domain, the A records, the quad A records, name server records, SOA records. All of that is going to be focused here up top. We'll even be able to pull back who is information, infrastructure variance, whether or not we've been able to live scan this, and pull back here a screenshot of the page as well. Now from here, what we can also do is break down all of this data into more detailed parts. So for the PA-DNS information, we can see all of the different queries and answers, all of the different A records that are associated with this particular domain. We could also start to break this out at an infrastructure variance level. So if we wanted to see how many different ASNs, for example, this domain has been hosted on, we can absolutely show that here as well. And in the case of a domain cycling between different IPs, we can also showcase a visualization through IP diversity to showcase how we are able to see that this domain has bounced from one ASN on one IP to another one. So in this case here, showing this particular domain's infrastructure before potentially it then got hosted on Cloudflare. And then we can also look at things like name server changes, take a look at the reputation associated with them, and see how many changes we've seen over the past 30 days. We're also able to directly from this screen showcase all of the different web scanner data that we have for this particular domain. So in the same way that we can expand and see all of the different fields and values that we're able to collect from our endpoint scanning, we can do this directly from this screen here as well. And by clicking edit, we can always jump out and create a new web scanner query directly from this page as well. We can also pull back things like who is information, how long this has been on a particular threat feed. Screenshot history information will be here as well, so we can see all of the different times that we've been able to go out and screenshot this particular domain and see if there's been any visual changes. We've also graduated a new API into this GUI that is our Context Similarity API. Essentially what we've done is created a vector database around every single bad domain that we know about from our indicator of future attack feeds, and we're able to compare any domain that we see to that vector database and create a distance score out of that across 55 different DNS specific attributes. And through this, we're able to show all of these different ones that are directly related from a similarity perspective to the domain that we have in question. Now, on top of that, we can also pull back dangling DNS for our enterprise customers and do subdomain enumeration here as well. One of the really cool things that we can do around subdomain enumeration, though, is also showcase whether or not there has been a wildcard subdomain record for a particular domain. And we can use this screen in particular to see if it resolves anywhere differently than what we can normally expect for the domain itself. And then lastly, we are also able to pull in certificate data. So if there's any expiring in the next 24 hours or in the next 30 days, we'll be able to create a very quick visualization around that. And we can pull back the details of those certificates here as well. So overall, this particular total view allows our customers and our users to be able to create and manage all of the information that Silent Push knows about a particular IP or domain into a single page, making investigations that much easier and being able to track adversary infrastructure that much easier as well. Thank you all for joining me for a quick overview of all things 4.4 for Silent Push. See you for the next one for 4.5.